Alright, so I've decided to try to replace the gasket that goes onto this thing. So I'm going to take these 3 screws off and see what we get. Watched a couple of videos which gave me some encouragement to play around with this thing myself. So that's just what I'm going to do. See what I can do. Still haven't contacted anybody yet in terms of like a real bicycle or motorcycle mechanic. But I've been watching a bunch of Facebook videos, not Facebook, YouTube videos, and it doesn't seem like rocket science. I've actually played with this a little bit back in the day. I think I played with the carburetor, but again, it's been so long, I don't know if it was the carburetor on this motorcycle or the carburetor on a snowblower or a lawnmower. So can't remember, but let me go ahead and take this off and see what's happening, because all I intend to do is replacing the gasket on this thing. But then I was thinking about it and it's like, well, if you take this off, then you may as well go ahead and change the oil. So I don't know if I'm going to try that or not. Let's see what we get with this actually. Let me take this all the way out. Or does it work that way? Okay. So this is the existing gasket on here, and I'm not really sure if it was on that track or not, but you can see where it doesn't appear to have been completely aligned around this thing. So maybe my new gasket will fix that. And again, I don't see anything spilling out, so I'm just going to do just that. I'm going to replace this gasket and get out of here. So this is the replacement here. So I'm going to do this and check back in a second. I'm actually just going to put it on here and put it right back on. And again, this one seems to have been kind of disfigured a little bit. It's not even fitting around that screw right there. So maybe that's what the issue actually was as far as the gas that I was encountering, or as far as the gas that was actually spilling. So let's do that and I'll be back. Cool. All right, so looking at this, I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but there's a little residue along the top of this. So I'm going to spray some stuff on here and scrape it with a brush. I figure that might make sense. Brush this stuff off a little bit. Want to get like a file or something like that just to make sure it's and it doesn't feel bad though, it's just a couple of little marks. Just wanted to make sure it was good. So the screw does come out. Okay, I was wondering about that. Oh, okay, yeah, I see how they come out. Yeah. A little bit more. So anyway, I'll finish this off, but just wanted to see what I was starting. All right, well, at least I got her started now, so I can continue to turn her, I suppose, a little bit at a time. This one almost started to strip when I started to take her off initially. One of my YouTube buddies that I just recently met told me that I'm supposed to use something called JIS screws, which I didn't think I had, but fortunately these didn't give me too tough of a time coming off, so that was good. So I won't do this too tight, but tight enough. And that's the gasket replacement. So now I still don't know if I'm going to replace it well or not. I knew at some particular point I did. I guess it would make sense at this particular point, so why not? I guess I'll change the oil as well, so give me a second. All right, it's starting to get kind of warm out here, so I had to change or disrobe some of my attire. All right, so I got a 3/4 inch wrench here. Tried to use my impact gun or wrench, but drill, but it was not high enough. So let's see if I can get this thing off. Am I going in the right direction? I don't want to tighten it. I'm trying to loosen it. So that way. Eek to the oil. Got me a little bit. Alright, so we'll let that do its thing. And again, since I had a previous leak before from here, I'm not quite sure how much oil actually came out, but I'll let it do its thing. And once it's done, I'll be back. So let me take my glove off and see you in a minute. Alright, not sure if you can see this, but this oil or this dipstick is dry as F, as they would say. Can you see that? I'm not sure. But either way, it's dry, really dry. I wanted you to see how dry, but it's pretty dry. Nothing on that, which is why it didn't take long for it to drain. So, and this is the kind of oil I need 3 quarts of 10W40. Not sure if you can see that or not, but 3 quarts. So let me see if I have some in the house or in the garage technically, and go from there. Maybe. So like now I think it's completely ironic that, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, this motorcycle takes 3 quarts of oil to fill it up. Well, I checked the house, not literally, but I checked the garage, and the only oil that I have that is compatible with this motorcycle is probably 10 years old, like the motorcycle has been sitting. So as you can see, it's old as heck, but I happen to have 3 quarts of it exactly. So I think that I'm going to crack these bad boys open and go for it. I know somebody might be like, no, don't go for it, don't go for it, but it is, I think it's after 10 o'clock in the evening, maybe close to 11, I'm not sure, but I'm not going to Walgreens. I'm probably just going to try it. I guess the best or the worst thing I could do is at least open it up. But this stuff is old. So it's oil. Man, this stuff looks good to me. I'm rocking it. So, all right, I'll be back after I fill this puppy up. Peace. I got some oil on the dippy stick now, so that's cool. All right, so at this point I have replaced the oil. I emptied the oil and I refilled it with some new oil, or some new oil that came out of a can that might have been 10 years old, but either way it was fresh enough for me to put in here. Put some paper down here. What I want to do is see whether or not anything is leaking or not. Getting ready to put some gas in here, but like I was saying previously, most of the leaking that I noticed before was coming from this cover here. So since I replaced the gasket here, tightened everything up, I just replaced the oil, got some paper down here, gonna check for leaks, and then shortly after that, I'm gonna put some gas in there, just a little bit of gas, because I don't know exactly what the status of these hoses are and stuff like that, or the radiator. Again, I remember gas was coming from some place. This is one of the locations. I remember at some point gas used to come from this hose here. Can you see that? Maybe not. Gas used to come from this hose here. I think this was something connected to the carburetor, if I'm not mistaken. Some airflow or something like that. But anyway, I'm going to give it a minute, and I'm going to put some gas in here. Not a lot of gas, because I don't want to go crazy in case something weird starts to happen. And I've seen a lot of videos actually where a lot of guys are actually just taking the gas tank off and emptying it. And I'm probably going to take the lazy man approach and not do all that. The gas can didn't look that bad. The gas tank didn't look that bad. So I'm thinking I'm just going to put a little bit in here, check it out, see exactly what the current status is. And then at that particular point, I'll go from there. So give me a few minutes, put some gas in here, and we'll see what's happening. Also, one of the things I've noticed at some of the other videos, forgot this other guy's video. Simon somebody. He's really good, really sweet guy. Knows his stuff. Simon, forget his last name. But either way, he's really good at the motorcycle dude. I've been watching a lot of his motorcycle videos over the past couple of days. So I noticed a lot of guys actually test the spark. So that's one thing I'll probably do. Although I've got, I tried the starter a few days ago and that didn't sound bad actually. So maybe I won't do that since I did test the starter a couple of days ago. Either way, I will be back and see what that gas situation is looking like. All right, so I've got a little bit of gas. I'm gonna pour it in here and let it sit again for a while just to make sure nothing's leaking or doing anything crazy. And I'll check the gas valve to make sure it's either on or off. I'm not exactly sure what's a good amount of gas to test it out, but that might be good, maybe. Let me see. Let me turn this into the on position and see if I notice anything like leaks or anything like that going on. I'm gonna keep it on the center stand when I start it just to make sure everything's cool. Hey, there's me. What up? So, all right, let me see. So I guess I'll let this sit, make sure I don't see any immediate leaks or anything like that. And I may just put some more gas in there as well. I'm guessing, again, I don't want to go crazy with it, but let me see what's happening. Again, I'll let it sit for a second. Peace. All right, so for the record, I did decide to actually grab the gas can over there and pour some more in there. So maybe double what I did last time, just because. So we're gonna watch this, babysit it for a minute, and then I'm gonna see what happens. I got oil, I got gas, I got electric. We know we got lights. So based on that, I think that might be enough for me to try to start it and see what's happening after a few minutes. Of course, don't get excited. But anyway, I shall return. All right, again, just checking for any kind of leaks, looking in between the carbs. So far, so good. I don't see anything on my paper down there. So looking good in between there. Check the other side. All right, in the right position. Yep. And all that kind of stuff. Now, I did notice in some of the other videos where a lot of the guys actually came in and replaced the existing hoses that were on there. So I guess at some particular point I might, but again, I'm just trying to see if I can get this puppy started, and then at that particular point I will worry about those hoses and stuff like that later. But for now, I'm just going to make sure nothing's leaking, and give her the starter a test, see what it does. It's been like maybe 15-20 minutes since I put the gas in there, and I don't see anything leaking at this particular point. But bummer is that my battery went out from yesterday. I hadn't tried it at all today, so I'm going to have to see if I can jump it or charge the battery. So it looks like I might not be starting this puppy after all, but we'll see. I'm going to drop it down and see if I can try to jump start it, so to speak, and go from there. So seemed like it wasn't dripping anything. I moved the paper out of the way because it's been sitting for about 10-15 minutes. I decided to drop it back to the kickstand. Got the key in there, and let me see, I got the neutral light on. Let me see, my lights do work, if I can remember where they are. This way. Maybe I won't mess with the lights then. Or was it? Let me see. Yeah, that's what it was. All right, I'll leave the lights alone for now. So let's see, I don't know. Does this need to be in the on position? That way. Then I got the lights. So it's just a matter of starting this puppy. Oh, that was pretty good, actually. I don't know what else to do at this point to give it more gas. I guess I can try it again and give it some more gas. But that wasn't bad. as far as I'm going to get at the moment, I guess. But that was decent. I haven't heard that in a while. So any feedback?